All right. Good morning, y'all. It's April the 23rd, 2025, and it's 5:58 a.m. Central Time. TD, I just received this about a few minutes ago, like an hour ago or so, and he want me to talk about, hey, Big J, what's up? What's up, Big J? The Netflix incel show got people talking. Google Tamron Hall Manosphere, and she jumped into it too. And this about 5 hours ago when he made this, and I said this about 13 minutes ago. Thank you. So about an hour ago, I saw this, and and I just decided 13 minutes ago, I decided to go ahead and reply to him. And on this community post, I was talking. I thought it was Myron because I want to challenge Myron. But like I said, I'm taking um, a somewhat of a sabbatical. Um, I'm cutting down on my YouTube for various reasons. However, let me say this: like now, if I really want to go after the Manosphere, rest assured, it's not going to be on YouTube, and it will not be online. It will not be televised. Um, that's for what's about to come for next year. But since he mentioned Taryn Hall, some of us remember the lovely uh Tamara Hall, and let me go ahead and share this link where it says navigating the manosphere, understanding the genesis of incels. And but I have a problem. Let me say it right now. I'm going to be fair, right? I'm going to be fair. Um, I am going to. I'm going to be fair because because even though I'm a critic of the manosphere itself, even though I want the manosphere to go away, you got to understand, if y'all really want the manosphere to go, you got to address these few these key issues why the heterosexual man of a certain economic stripe is not being appreciated. And if you address all these issues, then therefore the manosphere would die. He'll die a slow, agonizing death. And the problem with these shows, you know, it always want to talk about the dating aspect, but nobody can talk about the other issues that surrounding the dating issue, like economics, housing, education, and so forth. Mental illness, all that is not being addressed, and that's my fundamental problem with some of these people who claim to be anti manosphere, because they're not identifying the real problem. They think women, you know, they think the men are solely blaming the women when the women are the symptom of the disease, not the cause of it. And they don't even understand that point. But anyway, like I said, I hope my mic is on. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and you know. So anyway, well, yeah. Oh yeah, and BJS keep on tagging me. Yeah, BJS have been tagging me all week. So I don't know why BJS ignore. See, like I said, I'm address BJS. BJS. I know though you're scared, BJS. That's why you keep tagging me all week. You must have missed me because I hadn't been on YouTube that much. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Oh. And by the way, before I do this, right? Before I do this, let me go ahead and put this up, to be fair, for courtesy purposes and all of that, right? For courtesy, I'm gonna put this up here, right? Copyright disclaimer on this, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Fair use, and I'm going to criticize this, and it's also part of reporting. But anyway, like I said, it's fair use. So that's all I'm going to put up here then. Man, Queen, I'm going to show you the tags. Because it's getting ridiculous. It's already bad enough the MGTOWs are doing it, but B just been tagging me all week long. I'm not even, never mind, because he's still mad. He's mad about the Grinch thing. Anyway, let me go ahead and play this real quick. Right?
Welcome back. So the hit Netflix series Adolescence follows fictional 13-year-old Jamie, who's arrested for the murder of a teenage girl at his school. His family, therapists, and the detectives in charge are all left asking what really happened. Adolescence is the third most watched Netflix series ever.
Yeah, and that show, I ain't even watched the show yet. Because I got things going on, real life right now. I can't really do anything right now. Maybe after in 2 weeks or so. But everybody been telling me about this show, and people doing live streams about this show, and people going off about this show. People are attacking me because about this show that I hadn't even watched yet, and they so stupid they can't even comprehend what I was saying. But anyway, this show, whether in Great Britain or in United States or in Canada, people are talking about this show. And I didn't even watch it yet. The only thing I watched was people talking about the show, but not really the show itself. But anyway, let's keep it moving.
More than 124 million viewers and counting. And it's ignited this new conversation about online misogyny and its impact on young men and inspiring new action. Take a look.
That you're not reading. 80% of women are attracted to 20% of men. You must trick them because you'll never get them in a normal way.
Scenes like this.
Now, like that 2080 rule, right? I'm trying to remember who started the 2080 rule. I remember Sandman talked about it. I remember Turflink and Monkey talked about it in the old days. I'm trying to remember who. I think it was Barbarossa that talked about the 2080 rule, where the 20%, the 80% of women chased after the top 20% of men, while the rest of it, while men are basically trying to find their one. Let me go ahead and speak on that. First of all, I used to believe in that. But the problem with that 80/20 rule thing is that the problem with that is an outdated concept, because not only is outdated, it's also based on a specific age range. And if you over the age of 22, you got no business talking about the 80/20, the 80 the 80/20 rule. You got no business talking about the 80/20 rule at this point. Especially if you're in your 30s and 40s, you got no business talking about the 80/20 rule. But anyway, let's keep it moving.
In Netflix adolescents are spotlighting the dangers of the Manosphere going mainstream. According to the anti-hate organization, the Anti-Defamation League, the Manosphere is an online network aimed at men and boys, often promoting harmful, rigid expectations of men, extreme misogyny, and aggressive incel culture.
Now, for the slow people in the back, because we got people on here who's slow. The Manosphere, if you look at the definition online, it means a loose connection. Now I know this is, so that means your MRAs, your MGTOWs, your true force loneliness, your incels, your pickup artists, um, uh, and so forth. There's some other underlying, Igmores. There's some other underlining sub factions within sub factions um of that. So yeah, but anyway, let's keep it moving.
Incels are men who identify as, quote, involuntary celibate and blame female empowerment for their lack of sexual experience, and as a result, boost hatred and sometimes even violence against women. Incel movement is red pilling, a slang term from the movie The Matrix, meaning one has accepted a counter and often fringe set of beliefs. At just 2 years old, Brian Campbell found himself red-pilled in the Manosphere while innocently thinking he was just following influencers promoting self-development.
In 2020, social media and video games were my only form of interaction. All I see is these other men on TikTok telling me this is how I should be. And my friends also believe this as well. So it seemed like the only right path for me at the time.
As more boys like Brian who were lured into the Manosphere come forward, there's a new urgency and understanding of the serious conversations that parents need to be having with their boys today.
As somebody who is literally a father to a young 4-year-old boy, I got to remind myself to be present and have active conversations with my son.
Our parents did not have to have concerns around the internet, social media, and other external influences that were outside of their control.
I gotta say something. Dudes want women out of their league. Yeah, that's partly true. Oh, okay. Knight and the Bishop. Well, thank you for clarifying that. Knight and the Bishop. The 28 rules come from an OK Cupid 2009 blog post. It started outside the Manosphere. Okay, I'm glad though you said that. Thank you for because I was trying to I'm trying to remember where that came from. So so thank you for informing me, right? So the passport bros turn into an anti-Western culture and trolling movement. Yeah. But let's go ahead and play this real quick.
Well, here to help us understand more about the Manosphere and its effect on boys and young men is Bon Benson, a professor of communication and media at Montclair State University in New Jersey. Bon's research and area of expertise includes social media and online extremism and radicalization. Thank you so much for joining us. I can tell you.
And here is my problem right there. Why won't y'all bring somebody who is closer to the ground, right? Why won't y'all bring somebody closer to the ground, not somebody who just sitting there from the background, making articles. Oh, and by the way, I'm eating these chicken wings from Burger. By the way, but anyway, let's keep it moving.
It just makes me want to burst into tears. When I was reading that script for that, even now, it just makes me so sad for boys. But you feel that this is the moment. This is station.
It is.
And you're relieved that this is happening.
I'm relieved that it is happening, and I'm relieved that this series is the vehicle for it. In the online space, the easiest thing in the world for us to do is to turn the people we don't like into enemies. We do it all the time, right? Like every day.
Since the day humans started walking, somebody else was the problem.
Yeah.
Not them. Right.
And the internet sucks you into that. What I loved about the series is that we had this young boy who was real. He was not a monster. He was made a monster by some horrible circumstances. And I think confronting the fact that the internet can take bad people and make them worse, but it can also take good people and make them bad.
You know, it's interesting because the Times in London says Adolescence is a show every parent should watch. And we see this character, to your point, it starts out with him accused of this crime, and then you start to reveal more about his background. A couple of things. The Manosphere, help us understand how it is infiltrated in this secret way, as easy as it seemingly has.
It is so simple. The social media is based on one thing. Kind of call it the potato chip theory. Everybody here eats potato chips, right? Yeah.
Don't get me to confess my bad eating. But we eat potato chips, okay?
I bet you all. Sometimes you don't stop. And they say, you know, take a small bowl, don't get the bag. You get the bag, right? Right? Like that impulse is what social media is based on. Is you get a little bit of content, I need to make you want more. What is the easiest way to make people want more? Give them negative feelings.
And is that a fact? Is that based in our wiring, that the negative stands out more than the positive?
It does.
So you have a young, impressionable boy, and he starts scrolling. At first, it seems okay, and then something says, the reason why your heart is broken is because girls are trash.
Exactly. That is exactly.
And that's how it works.
Yeah.
That's simple.
It's that simple. And it can take them to even darker, more terrible places. One of our major research projects that I did with an amazing co-author, her name is Daniela Paterka-Benton, also happens to be my wife. She's an amazing professor, but we studied Peyton Gendron, the shooter who shot up a supermarket in Buffalo. He was radicalized and a lot by content that he saw online during COVID. He just kept looking at it, and he got more hateful and more hate in his heart, the most unconscionable evil thing from that.
Okay, but Eric says something here, right? He said, the only a few sisters are checking for me. Even the women with money are looking at me. I'm a blue collar worker. Most of these lonely men need a hobby, a stylist, and therapy and counseling. So anyway, let's get back to moving. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna address that in a minute too, though, because something was said later on, and I'm gonna address that. I'm gonna address that one particular issue. Hopefully, I'll put a pin in that. Hopefully, I put a pin in that. So anyway, let's keep it moving. Fair use still.
This is very real. It's fiction. Adolescence is a fictional show, but everything about it could be a documentary.
Bond is staying with us. We're talking about, if that is the problem, then what is the solution? Coming up, we'll be right back.
Now, when it's time, when they're talking about the solution, I have a problem. And what they list down as the solution is not the solution. This is a fundamental problem that needs to be fixed. And what their one solution is is not is on some, oh, it's that lame. Well, it starts at home. Oh, it starts at home. They always say this. It starts at home. Excuse me. These wings. I'm gonna tell you something. I hadn't ate in days. Okay, I had ate in days. So forgive me if I'm smacking. I had not ate in a few days. But anyway, let's keep it moving. So here is the second half, right? So here is the second half of the of it, and let's go ahead and play this, y'all.
Welcome back. When our next guest was just 12 years old, Detroit native Brian Campbell says he found himself drawn to the Manosphere at the height of the COVID pandemic.
Wait. Hold on. We're going to talk about shame, blame, and explain. Shout out to Ty City. Shout out to Uncut Underground. Shame, blame, explain. And I want the people who's in the chat room to guess where these talking points come from. Notice what he is about to say. He ain't saying the name. But I want y'all to notice who he's talking about. And I find it's very let's just say what's the word? What's the term? Humorous, if you will.
Schools closed, classes online. He says social media became his main form of human interaction, and it turned dark. Take a look.
Yeah, in 2020, social media and video games were my only form of interaction, and that led me down this path of misogyny and a lot of other problematic ideas that gladly my brother pulled me out of. But at the time, it was my whole world.
Now at 16, Brian is opening up about his journey. He joins our conversation. Welcome to the show, Brian. And Bond is still with us. Before the break, Bond was talking about adolescence, and he said, listen, that was a show, but it could have been a documentary. If it were a documentary, your story would fall in line. You talk about coming across content that was discussing high-valued man. And the content was supposed to be about building your confidence and how to become a high-valued man. It soon turned.
High-value man, he said. Wait, hold on. You put this up. He said high-value man. Now, who used to say that? See, somebody's being attacked, but they're not referencing the name. Notice. Yeah. Hold on. Yes, the saint. They're referencing the saint. I'm pretty sure there will be an in-depth documentary in a couple of years. Oh, come on. Well, I ain't gonna dance on that man's grave. I'm not gonna do that. That's beneath me. And I'm not gonna make fun of a dead person. But anyway, let's go back. Let's go back over here and let's play it.
Dark. What content started to come into your feed?
Yeah, so for me, it went from be a high value man. That's never negative,
Right.
Speak to your peers, be a leader, be nice, be understanding. Things like Mr. Wilson was saying. But it turned into women need to be controlled and homophobia, racism, a bunch of other ideas that all came in this package. But it all stemmed from this, in a sense, positive idea of just being a high value man and being understanding.
So there you are looking for, some words of affirmation to be a high value man. Slowly, it starts to change. It was your brother who had gone away to college and came home who noticed this change in you?
Yes.
What did he see in you?
He saw somebody that didn't reflect the way he moves in life. Like for me, I respect my brother to the utmost extent.
Is Brandon your brother's 21?
Yes. 22 actually.
22 now. You have high regard, respect, and you started sharing.
You know, let me go ahead and talk about this real quick. They never mentioned their older brothers. You ever notice this though? Am I the only one? Have you ever noticed that nobody in the Manosphere in depth talked about their uncle or their brother, if they have one? Have you ever noticed that? I just want y'all to know. Have you ever noticed that most of these men never make a reference about their brother? Or have an some of them do have an active dad, so I'm not going to do that whole single parent household argument. That's been done to death. But anyway, yeah, I noticed that. You never hear BJS talk about. You never hear BJS talked about his whether he got brothers or not. You never hear Anger Man. You never hear people like Obsidian, right? You never hear Obsidian mentioned it once, but he never, he never goes into it. You never hear it. Well. Well, anyway, let's keep it moving.
Sharing with him, I think it was, you said Thanksgiving holiday, you started sharing with him some of these things that you were picking up online.
Yes. I would just speak to him and he would just tell me like, that's not cool. And the main question he asked me that sticks with me to this day is like, what type of person do you want to be and what type of impact do you want to have? And I think that
I can't stand these. I can't stand. Everybody got to clap. No, I can't stand. Never mind. I can't stand these daytime morning. Everybody has to cue. Everybody applause. I can't stand that. Anyway, let's keep it moving.
Vaughn, we have Brian's dad is.
Whoa. Hold on. Now, you know what's going to happen, right? Hold on. You know what's going to happen, right? Now, BGS or you man, it's storming around here. It's storming. But anyway, yeah, it's storm outside. But if y'all hearing thunder and if my internet goes out, let you know there's a storm going outside. But anyway, BGS or Anger Man is going to see this. And City gonna see this. The SYSBM community, they're gonna see this and see. Look at these black women. These black women on here. Yeah, these black women, black women over here. Watch it. It's coming. It's coming. Watch it.
We have Brian's dad is here. I think the thing again with parents, and I know you all are watching. I don't like to just tell sad stories. I'm about what do we do about it. His brother listening and noticing was the key. Yes. And that's a big part of this for all of us. We got to see it and call it out. His brother literally started to deprogram him. What is, how do you explain what they got right in this family to catch this?
The key thing that Brian is saying, relationships are where it's at. Particularly in the online space, we have to talk to our kids regularly about the content they're consuming. We cannot control all of it. Don't even try. It's a fool's errand.
Yeah.
What we can do is we can have an honest conversation where we listen to each other and we have frank discussions about it. I think that everybody here have kids. You've had to have like the sex talk,
Yeah.
not comfortable, right? You've had to have the talk about drugs. You have to regularly have that same talk about your experiences on the internet.
Wow. Brian and Bon are going to stay with us. We have more. We're going to professor and counselor 3 important tips every parent should have in their toolbox when raising young men. We're going to reveal those tips right after the break.
Now, that's all of the show, right? That's all the show. But I have problems when they think that the solution is it starts at home. No, this is a systemic issue, and it actually began when Grandpa sold this country out, you know, and the thing is, uh, there is this myth of the pre-1945 world. You know what? I'm not gonna go into what that entails. Go to my video called 1945. You'll sit there and see it. But here's the thing, right? The solution is you got to address the housing issue, the jobs issue, the education issue, and the mental health issue. You know, from a social uh, from a social aspect. You know, I think though there needs to be a retooling of the education system. You know, um, you also need to address the housing issue and all that. See, I believe though, what needs to happen, and we need to retool the education system where mental health is also included into the um and to make sure that the mental the mental health is make sure that student is mentally able to uh to be you know um to make sure there's no problems arise, and then also needs to be a housing issue. There's a housing crisis. I think though I think though we need to recreate um the the public works programs that the New Deal that Franklin with FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt created, or well his administration rather created during the 1930s, where a lot of young men at the time were recruited, and these men were building projects, building things, get the tools necessary, so they can have the tools necessary to build, to have the skills. They have the skills for, once they are finished. Uh, that's what I need. That's what I believe what needs to happen, and also I believe they'll need to go back to mental health. And if everybody have the skills and resources and all that, and also believe that we need to break up these social media companies, especially Google. Um, that's what needs to happen. Um, like I said, I could address it, but like I said, I'm taking my fight to the Manosphere off YouTube. It's not going to be online. It's not going to be online. So yeah, I'm not that. That's why you don't see me on panels anymore. That's why you don't see me talk. Now I don't got time to talk to y'all because I'm tired of hearing the same thing. And let me just sit here and also say this too though, right? There's also this blue collar worker, the culture that we have today here in America. I don't know how it is in England or in Canada, but here in the States, there is this anti blue collar worker, and that's been frowned upon since the 1980s, and that's also um that is also that is also feeding into the bottom, quote unquote, 80% of men, right? The bottom 80% of men are being shafted when it comes to the dating world, and that's also feeding to the narrative as well. But nobody want to talk about how the blue collar workers also are the sons of blue collar workers, or the children of blue collar workers are being maligned as well. Um, so that's also a problem and an issue as well. Um, you know, well, also the issue is how we never want to address uh, what the systematic uh, the system that Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan and uh, Brian O'Malley created in the 1970s, 80s, and early 90s in neoliberal policies, um, that kind of put men into especially men of lower economic class into a certain um, what's the best term? Try and use a best term for this, to a certain um, position that they are looked down upon. That needs to be addressed too, though. So it's not just the what the men should do. It's also what what the system needs to do as well. You know, um, so men need to have the tools to tools and resources to skills and resources to advance, so he can have the better options in life. So yeah, but anyway, um, yeah, but the problem is though, the blue collar worker, there is a problem. There is an anti blue collar worker uh attitude when it comes within education. Since you know, when was the last time you saw a blue collar worker being represented as a hero on a TV show, or as a hero um on a, because there's always some white collar person or somebody who's very wealthy, you know. But you don't hear a blue collar worker being, the last time I saw a blue collar worker being a star of a show was the show Rock, on Fox. You know, everywhere else it's just some, some rich kid or somebody who has tons of resources, and you know, and also when it comes to our education system, it like they try want to make people into doctors and lawyers rather than saying, okay, we know y'all not gonna be doctors and lawyers. We know though not everybody gonna be locked. So what we need some accountants, we need some engineers. We need some scientists. We need a plumber. We need a farmer. We need, you know, it's so forth. You know, that also feeds into that. So yeah, so that needs to be addressed as well. Um, but anyway, I said enough. Um, like I said, if I really want to dress the manosphere, it'll be offline. I don't got time to talk to any of these fools online on these panels. So anyway, but you know who should be on there? Aaron Fountain. I think Aaron Fountain. I think Aaron Fountain has missed his calling. I think Aaron Fountain exposed. He goes by the channel exposed the manosphere. I think he should be on these shows, not not these older guys. These older guys. Like the person I put on there. He don't know what he's talking about. You know, he's too um how can I say it? Pedestrian. And I hate to use that term because I don't want to use BJ's terms, but he's too pedestrian and not really. He's too basic. He's not trying to get down to the root cause of the problem and how to solve it. I, for one, is going to work to solve the problem. But like I said, that's 2026. I'm not going to do it now. But like I said, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all be easy. And BGS, you are scared. You know what? And since we brought up, and since BGS is, I want to show Queen Sun Kiss something. I'm gonna show her something about your boy BGS, right? This tagging, right? This tagging he be doing. Let me go ahead and find it. Let me go ahead and find it real quick. Let me go ahead and find all this tagging. Hold on, let me go ahead. Let me go and show you all of this tagging the master teacher been trying to do. Okay, and since we own this tagging though, since we own this tagging, right? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Wrong page. Hold on. Since we on this tagging, right? Shout out to Queen Sun Kids talking about right here. But let me scroll down right here. Now, BBGS, Black Pill Diagnostics. Oh, you just like the tag. You just BGS. I know, like I told the truth, BGS, right? I see fear in you. Because this is not the only time you was tagging, right? This is not the only time you was tagging. And you got somebody right here trying to get my attention. But no, I'm not the yeah, here's you again, BJS. Now, hold on. We gotta go back up here. 1, 2, 3. And let us scroll down, BJS. And get all these and all this is a problem too. All this right is a problem too. But I'm actually specifically talking about BGS, right? Now, BGS, here you go again. BGS. Let me scroll down again. BG uh-oh. Never mind about these MGTOW weirdos. These MGTOW weirdos. They need to get out the way because I'm really looking for BGS. All these tags from BGS, right? If I wasn't flooded with these Manosphere clowns, I would find all these tags by BGS. But anyway, it's not on there. It's not on there. All that tagging and harassment. Anyway, but let me shut that down. Let me put that down. Put that down real quick. Put that down. What's up? Yeah, what's going on, Dante? Yeah, BJ is overrated. Always have been. Always will be. He surrounds himself with yes men. Yeah. See, BGS is scared. I'm gonna name you. I'm gonna name you some names BGS is scared of because it keep tagging me in every little thing. So BGS is scared of Ty City, the Black Brain Trust, Mike V, MOT, myself, and Ramir. There are about 6 people. Yeah, there's 6 people he's scared of. And he knows that. He knows that these 6 people that I just named. And I'm gonna say these names again. Mike B, the Black Brain Trust, Exposed to Manosphere, MOT, Ramir, and yes, yours truly, Big J Triple X. Yeah, he's scared of the 6 of us. There's 6 Negroes online he's scared of. Because I, for one, don't kiss his ass. Nobody over here is bowing down, bow down to the master teacher. BJS won't. Yeah, I'm gonna say it right now. You're right about this. He won't debate on neutral platforms by himself. He needs a AB. Or BGS needs AB, the Grinch, or Edward. He needs a Chaos Reign to back him up. He don't need nobody else. No, yeah, BGS want his lackeys to BGS want his lackeys to panel jump people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what it is, because like you can't jump on a BGS channel without Charles Faulkner and them, or without Charles or in Chaos or what's and all the other clowns over there to jump on you. Y'all on different sides. Big Cap said, what it has to be. What is it to be scared of or debate people? Y'all on different sides of the space. Well, let me tell you something, big, because every time he mentions the Monahan report, right? Every time when BJS mentioned the Monahan report, it's always he always telling you half of it. He ain't telling you the whole rundown of what he's quoting. See, I do know demo Negroes over there don't read. They never read the Monahan report from back to back, right? So he thinks that, well, since nobody's going to read that whole 1,000 pages, I forgot how long is the Monahan report. I forgot how long it is, but it is a lengthy report, right? So he surmised that, okay, well, my lackeys are not going to read no 700 pages of boring material. So he'll just go ahead and add some truth. He'll make a quote out of the book, but then he'll sprinkle a little bit of false information around it. See, the Monahan report was to him, he tried to make it as, okay, it's the indictment of black women. That is his analysis. He's saying that the government made the black woman into daddy. Black women start to stop messing with black men because the government replaced him as daddy. Now it's one of the most asinine. It's one of the most asinine points, because if that was a case, no, the welfare program been around since the 1930s. Black people got on the welfare program en masse, right? En masse, starting with the latter part of JFK's administration. When JFK died and LBJ became president, that's when black people started being on these government assistance. But even if back then, black people still getting married. Black people still being married. Black people still was being having families up until the 1970s, right? And he don't want to mention what really broke up the black family, and it was two things that happened. And I told him, well, the gold shock of 1971. Look up the term, the gold shock of 71. A lot of black men, especially black men, a lot of men in the Midwest and in the South became unemployed. However, especially black men got unemployed in 1971, 1972 onward until 1984. There was a series of unemployments. That's really what, and also you got the war on drugs, and I might add the no fault divorce, but those were the two or three things that broke up the family. Actually, the gold shock of 71 and the drug war actually broke up the black family. It wasn't LBJ, it wasn't the Great Society, it wasn't welfare programs, because welfare been around since 1934. So this whole issue about the Monahan report is a lie. What came after Monahan was the start of the breakdown of the black family and families in general. It was a lot of unemployment during the 70s and the recession. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of industry went down. And that's why Grandpa starts selling his companies out to China. See, that's why this is why BJS don't want to do his research on what actually led to the breakdown of society. But you know what? We ain't gonna talk about that. I'm gonna leave that alone, because, again, all you have to do is read. That's all you have to do. All you have to do is do a little bit of reading, do a little bit of reading, do a little bit of research, and you'll find the root cause of what's happening. And there are some videos on this already about the 1971 gold shock when Richard Nixon took gold, took the dollar off the gold standard, and it created a kerfuffle. an economic kerfuffle for years to come. But anyway, let me get on off of here. Y'all be easy. Thank y'all for listening. And I might not be on here as much anymore. You know, I'm not gonna do many live streams as much. I'm gonna cut down on that for the near future. And so anyway, y'all might see me on panels. No, not panels. Y'all might see me in the chat room or me making community tabs. But other than that, you won't see me doing that many live streams, and I apologize for that. But there's some things I need to do. So anyway, you said if you know the truth and he's giving you half the truth, then it's your job to tell. Yeah. That's why BJS gets called out. Because all I gotta do is, hey, page such and such and such and such says otherwise. You know, Mike V told him the same thing. Now Mike, I don't know what Mike. You see, he got a problem with me and Mike V. I do know that he got a problem with Gay Babe and the Black Brain Trust. He has a problem. You know. It's us younger millennials. It's us millennials, quote unquote. That's checking him. He don't like that. You know, BB just does not like to be checked. He don't like be told, no, you're wrong. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. Y'all be easy. And oh yes, and let me do this in let me end this with this quote that B just loved to use to other people. Anyway, I'm out.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.